Now I'm going to show you how to install one of our rollers. A couple tips I want to point out. When you are installing the roller, it's easier to do it on a table. Sometimes you can do it on the floor if you need to. Want to make sure that the holes on the tube frame themselves are facing up. That's what the tower actually hooks onto. And we have two legs here that have the wheels on them. They are different size, they're different lengths, and that helps go over transition strips, but they will be two different length legs. I also want to point out that each leg has a non-hole side cap and a hole side. The hole side needs to be facing down towards the ground when you're assembling the roller itself. So first step is going to be taking one of the legs. We have these two welded bars on here. That's going to help align it onto the frame. So we line up the holes for the frame, and then we screw in the two nuts with the lock washers. Do the same thing for the other leg. Next, we want to install the crossbar brace. A couple tips here. Make sure the face and the front and the top are facing up and out when you install it. It's just going to take 4 screws to hold this in place. So I like to put those in first and then go ahead and attach the nuts on the back side of those. Again, this is where your crescent wrench will come in handy. Here's where we use our smaller Allen wrench. Okay, now that we have that all secured and tightened down, now it's time to install the 8-inch wheels. First, we want to insert the long bolt to the side of one of the wheels. Take the washer on the other side of the wheel, because this is going to be, the washer needs to be in between the wheel and the frame itself. From there, we install the lock nut on the back of the wheel. Now we do it to the next side. Next step is to insert the 5-inch wheels into the legs themselves. Each wheel has a stud sticking up off of it. You want to insert that into the wheel of the tube there. So we just want to get it started here. They are very tight, which is intended. So you can just kind of wiggle them in to get them started. From there, we can place the roller on the floor and tighten them down further. So our next step is to install the tower onto the roller itself. Prior to doing that, we're going to screw in these mounting screws onto the frame itself. So you'll notice there's 3 holes on each side. We're going to do the top 2 and the bottom 2. Those are going to line up with the keyholes that are on the tower frame itself. Just going to screw them in a couple turns to make it easier to mount the tower onto the frame itself. It is easier on a roller, since it does roll, to lock the wheels prior to mounting the tower onto the frame. So now I'm going to grab my tower. Sure is nice they're aluminum, they're not too heavy. I'm going to line up the keyholes. I'm going to mount the tower. From there, we're going to tighten down these screws with a screwdriver, and our tower is ready to go. I do want to point out, for the tower, we use these black keys here, and then on the back of the tower, to access the power bricks, we use a separate set of keys that are golden color. To unlock the wheels, just make sure they're in the off position. The only other step you have to do here is actually installing the rear door, which is super easy. So I'm going to unlock the wheels, turn it around. You'll notice that the rear door has these little cutouts here. Those are designed to go into these inserts in the tube here itself. Very easy to install. And there you have it. Close the door, turn the lock, insert the key, and lock it. And away we go. We hope you find these tips and instructions helpful as you implement your towers into your classrooms. Included with each tower is also a copy of our master installation guide. That, along with videos and support, are all available on our website.